Hey, I'm KIC, and this is Tech Corp from developer Mardon Paul Inc. and the key provided by Twotainment, the publisher. We're going to fire up a new game here. This is a brand new game, just came out in early access, and we're going to go ahead. I wonder, have they added that? They haven't added that yet. It'll happen. You'll know what I mean later. Anyway, we're going to give this one a whirl. We're going to start in the USA. This is clearly something along the lines of, like a game dev story, a startup company, any of those types of things. I'm not going to get too into the details of all of the tutorial as it goes by, because I've done this more than once. But anyway, we'll get going. So first thing we need to do is get some furniture, because we need to have a desk for people to work. And I want to say I haven't done it like this before, so we'll do a different arrangement. We'll do it right there. We need to hire some people. Of course, you're going to need different types of people to do everything. We're going to start with a sales executive. You can see we don't really have many options for the employee level. We're going to have to unlock that eventually. I'm going to go ahead and pause the game here, just so we can see you're going to have a variety of different stats here. So obviously, well, I guess maybe not obviously, but in case you didn't know, higher is better. So 50, 46, 58 with a productivity of 5. Bill, you might be our person here, because Dave is pretty close. I'm going to say Bill, good enough. Bill Miller is going to be our new sales executive. You can see Bill's going to have a salary here of 30 grand a year. We have, well, not many hours left to hire him, but actually they changed how that works. Interesting. Okay. Let's go ahead and hire Bill. Bill is going to need to, let's clean the list so that all that can go away. Bill's going to need somewhere to work, so we're going to assign Bill to that desk. And now we need to give him something to do. So we're going to do software contract, and we're just going to let him go. Now, in the interim, we could speed things up for a moment. Not that it really matters. We're going to go ahead and buy some more desks, because we need more of them. So we're going to have another desk. We'll do it right here. We're going to put one desk there, and we're going to buy another desk and have it over here. And I have some cats just unhappy right now, so excuse me if I end up being slightly distracted by them. That is life in my house. What can I say? Maybe we'll put the desk right here. I'm just going to kind of create a bit of a maze. We don't necessarily need to fill all of these right now, but we are going to fill quite a few of them. So we're going to start a recruitment here for a programmer, even though we haven't really done anything. I'm also going to... Nope, it won't let me yet. Never mind. We're going to have to do our programmer hiring first. Yay, we have candidates. Awesome. Good stuff. You'll see as we go along, there's a lot you can do in this game, and I really do mean that. There are a whole host of different things you can do. Yeah, this is interesting. The way this is counting down has changed, but you don't really care about that, do you? Probably not. So again, we're looking for big numbers. So 50, 47, 59, and a productivity of 5. You're hired, David. We need to hire some more people here, so I'm just going to go back through the list to see if there's anyone else good. 50, 43, 58, I'd be happy with Michael there. And we're not really getting a lot of, well, whatever, it's fine. Margaret, 50, 47, and 57. That's not quite as good. It's close, but it's not quite as good. 50, 47, and 58. I think that's even better than what we had up here, so that one might be where we go. Where were you? 50, 43, and 58. I think that was 50, 47, and 58 is even better. I'm going to say that's good, and we're going to hire Joe there. I'm going to give it just a moment and see where we are with this person here. We still have a few hours. We're at our maximum number of candidates here, so I'm not opposed to hiring 3 right off the bat. I think that'll be fine. 50, 40, and 57 versus 50, 43, and 58. I'm going to go with the higher numbers because that's just how I roll. Let's go ahead and assign David and Joseph and Michael. And now we should be able to buy... Can I not buy it? I guess not yet. I guess we need to do that. There we go. We've already assigned the programmers. You will see that I have already done that. Here, we're going to give you UI components. Now, you're going to see right here in the very beginning stage of the game, you got to kind of assign people manually. But that screen that I just clicked away, yeah, that's going to be an awesome thing. So let's go back to our hiring screen, and we're going to hire a manager. Because everyone loves management, right? Pretty sure that's how that goes. What a manager is going to do is going to give us the ability to, instead of tell people individually what to do, The manager will instead tell everyone what to do. Cat, I would really prefer if you don't chew on that. You can see I have a small cat with me because she's not supposed to be up here, but whatever, we're not going to worry too much about that. I'll go ahead and kick this into live mode again. I'm going to wait until we have some more candidates to look through, and then we're going to just pause the game again. That should be fine. So we still have our programmers listed, which is kind of obnoxious, but we can ignore those for the moment. So we're looking for a decent manager. 50, 42, 59. William is looking like the best. That would be my small cat ripping my headphones cable out of my audio interface. Minor details. I'm still looking for a better manager. Man, we don't really have... I guess William there is not bad. Michael's pretty decent. I guess they're more or less the same. I guess you're actually better. 50, 38, and 59. Ah, Margaret, you're so close to being better. Although, I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what it matters for management skill versus intelligence versus, endurance is going to be how long they work before they need a break. Productivity, ideally, is how much they're getting done. But I have no idea what a difference in intelligence makes. No clue whatsoever. So, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just still going to go with the big numbers. Man, there are just a lot of dudes in here. You notice that? Here, we're going to assign Michael there. William. Now, we have to tell our manager what kind of employees they're going to manage. We want William to manage our programmers, and now we can do this. And rather than working on a bunch of UI components, which they've all been doing and didn't really need to be doing for that long, because you can see we have 24 out of 5 needed. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. We're instead going to have them work on the networking components. Now, we're also going to need to set a rest period, so we'll go ahead and give them 35%. That'll be fine. They'll automatically go rest. Now, they're not really going to be able to do that just yet, so we need to take care of that. Let's have them work on some back-end components. And while they're doing that, I'm going to pause the game. We need something for them to do when they are tired. So I'm going to give them a couch to sit on, and they can sit on the couch right there. And I have no idea how the TV works, other than it feels like it's supposed to be right in front of the couch. So that looks like a really good placement right there. I mean, you can see the TV just perfectly. I mean, you can see every pixel in just crisp, up close, high definition, 4K, 8K, whatever resolution. It's going to be really good. We are done with those. Let's go ahead and move on to some encryption components. So as soon as this finishes, we're going to be able to turn in our contract here. We're going to deliver that, and you will see that down here at the bottom. We are now at one of 2 contracts delivered. We've got another one. 6, 3, 6, and 3. Audio, algorithms, photos, and networking components. Sure, we'll accept that. So we don't need them to be working on encryption stuff, so we're just going to pause that and have them go back to audio component. I have been joined by standard recording cat, not tertiary recording cat, who was here earlier. This is the cat who's usually here with me while I play games, because she's awesome that way. She's a gamer kitty. Not entirely joking about that either. She really kind of is. All right, someone's getting tired and needs to sleep. You'll take care of it when the manager says you can. I think she's going to go sit in the drum throne. Yeah, I have a drum throne next to me because I have a small cat that sometimes is a pain in the butt, and I try to give her somewhere to sit. You saw her earlier. So now this one's going over there instead. It's funny, some of these icons changed too from the last version I played. This is an active development team, by the way. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. And yes, I realize that, of course, you're going to be active right before you release a game, but even that aside, they really do seem like they're active and pretty open to talking about the game, especially on their Discord. That's a pretty active Discord. I highly suggest if you're interested in checking out the game, check that out. You can see kind of how things go, how people interact on there. It's pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with what I've seen thus far. So we are at high speed right now, waiting for that last networking component to finish, and then we're going to end up completing our contract, and we're going to move the tutorial on. 120 days, I think it'll be done, except that we only have one person working right now because everyone else is on break. Yeah, I was afraid that was going to happen. We don't have enough break things because, I don't know, can I have a second couch? I've never tried doing a second couch, so why not? Why not try it, right? Sure, there's a second couch, and we'll buy a second TV that is really up close and personal for him. By the way, can we just take a moment to look at that gigantic CRT. This is a gigantic CRT. Holy crap, dude. That is good stuff. Now, the people who are the programmers, they were told to do something, so they're going to keep working on these. I can stop them, but I can't assign a new thing because the manager is on break. So we're just going to go ahead and deliver that and move everything right along. So now that you have the basics of software down, it's time to work on some hardware. So to do that, we're going to need to hire a new employee, which means we're going to need a new desk. So we'll put that desk right about here. That looks pretty good. I'm trying my best to create as uninviting a place as I possibly can, I think. Holy crap, man. I wouldn't want to work here with this arrangement. This is stupid. Let's hire us a researcher. I'm going to slow the game down in just a moment here because I want to be able to look at our candidates. 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, let's take a look at what we have here. Once again, I'm just looking for big numbers. 50, 38, 57 is our best one thus far. I don't know how much it matters to have more programming or not. Vanessa, you seem even better. 50, 42, 57. 50, 47, 57. That's even better still. 50, 43. I think that's our winner right there. Patrick, without a K, you are the winner. So we have ourselves a new researcher. So we're going to sign the researcher right there. Oh, you're Patrice, not Patrick, I think. Cool, works for me. So, researchers. Oh, hold on. I need to, before we get into researching, let's stop them working on those. You guys are done. We have tons of things here. Do some database components. Let's talk about our researcher. So the researcher is here for hardware purposes. You can see that we have a variety of different things that are all locked down, including desktop hardware and mobile hardware Gen 1. Those are all locked down. The only thing we have available to us is utility hardware. This is going to be things like headphones and MP3 players and kind of that sort of stuff. So we're just going to click on that, and our researcher here, I'm just going to call her Patrice because I'm not really sure, is going to just work on this. And you can see as soon as this hits the full bar, we're going to get, boom, right over there. We discovered the breakthrough technology of 144p. Ooh, that is some, that's a resolution, let me tell you. We also have first generation battery tech. That's pretty exciting. Are these peeps done over here? They have done their component research over here, so we need to tell them to go to camera. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a plan at some point to have this kind of automated so they can go through stuff when they need it. I know that has been suggested in the Discord. I don't know if that will happen. That would be kind of cool if there was, you know, an upgrade path to get to that, but we'll see how that goes. It's not really a big deal that I'm just going to get rid of you. You need to go away. I don't want to see you anymore. It's not a big deal if there isn't, but it would be kind of cool if there was. It'd be, you know, some sort of management upgrade, I would assume, but I don't know. Either way, it's cool. I don't really mind. I mean, you're not doing this a lot. I mean, besides, these two people are on breaks. They're watching different shows, although the TVs do look like they're off. Minor details. Let's not talk about that, but whatever. So when that happens, it ends up, you know, slowing your work down. I mean, you can see right here, the bar is moving pretty slowly, even when we kick it over to high speed. It's not going super fast because we have two people on break, but as it so happens, those particular components do go fairly quickly. So let's deliver that. We just earned 22K. So now it is time to start to prototype. So to do that, we are going to need to hire again. So let's put in an engineer's desk, and we're going to pop that guy right there. I want this to be as weird a workplace as possible. We need to hire some new people here. We haven't even really talked about this, but here's your list of all the people we have currently working for us. And we don't have any candidates here, but we're about to because we're going to hire an engineer. As soon as... Oh, no, wait a minute. I don't think I can do that yet. I have to wait a second. Maybe not. I think I have to do this first, and then I can hire my engineer. My bad. I'm getting ahead of myself. So we're doing some parts prototyping. This is not creating a part that is all of these things combined. It is basically creating a blueprint of each of these items. So each of these different things are going to be a part that we have available to us. There you go. Now the game is like, you need an engineer. And I'm like, I already know because I've done this before. So let's recruit an engineer. What do you say? In the meantime, the manager is on break, so I cannot change them from working on audio components. So we're going to have a lot of those till the manager comes back. Now I can force the manager to come back like that, and then we're pretty much good, and we can kick over to some media components here. In the meantime, we are working on this stuff. I need to stop and check out our list of candidates. So 50, 47, 58. Wow, that one's going to be tough to beat. I think first one's a winner. One's a winner! That's pretty close. Rachel came really close on that, but not quite. John, congratulations, you have been hired. Now you'll notice earlier the desk I bought was specifically an engineer's desk. We're going to tell our engineer John to work on Blueprint 001, and we can go ahead and clean this list. We don't need to look at it anymore. We're done hiring. We don't need more than one engineer at this point. At some point in the future, we might, but right now we certainly do not. Prototyping is about halfway done. We can almost switch everyone off from working on media components. One more to go. There it is, coming up. And we'll switch to photo components, and we'll be done. So we're going to switch over to photo components. Not sure how that's different from camera components, but guessing that idea would be as this is images, not hardware equipment type stuff, or maybe software for hardware. I don't know. You know what I mean? Let's deliver that bad boy. It is time to upgrade the office. We have created a bunch of parts. We can upgrade the office. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. That's fine. We're going to need to take a loan out, but we're not going to do that right away. Now, before we do anything else, you'll notice that the office is... That's interesting. I didn't hire. I'm not sure why that's there. I probably should have paid attention to that pop-up. You'll notice that we don't have anything in... Interesting. I haven't tried to do that yet either. Man, we don't have any stuff in here. We have nowhere for people to work, so we're going to have to put some desks down. And I'm going to say this is maybe easier to do over here. So we're going to do a bunch of desks over here. And I'll be honest, I forgot how many we need. I know we have 3 programmers, a sales executive, and a researcher. So that should be 5 regulars. Then we'll need 1 engineering. And we'll just kind of do something like this. Right there in the corner, we'll do an engineer's desk right here next to the sink. I don't know why, it just seems like a good idea. Come on, feel free to do it. Turn blue, there you go, thank you very much. We're gonna pop a TV down over here. I think this will fit right here just fine. Yeah, there's actually more room over there than there is over here when you're trying to cram a TV in place. Now it looks like that one maybe can seat 3 people at a time. I sure hope so. Those are the booths with the best refreshment coming from them, or the resting things with the most refreshment, the highest boost, I guess. We're going to need a manager's desk, so we'll put the manager right here next to the whiteboard. That just seems like an obvious location to me. And then we got to reassign all of our peeps over here. So we're going to do, I want the sales executive down. Oh no, I forgot a desk. Hold on, my bad. I forgot a desk because we need one for the researcher too. So researcher and our sales executive are going to work over here. Now technically there's going to be a need for another desk, but I'm not going to tell you what that is just yet. So our researcher, Patrice, and our sales executive, they can work down there. And we'll assign this to all of our programmers. Our engineer goes up here. And this one, because we've already assigned him in the past, he's still doing the same thing. I'm not... Did I try to hire a sales executive? I don't remember doing that. I really don't. That seems weird. Let's go ahead and get a contract going for software again. We're going to just bring that back up. And sure, we'll accept that. And then we need to change what everyone is working on here. Let's have them go to networking components because we can do that. Now, can I go back to prototyping? I sure can't. That is curious to me. Okay. I'm actually a little concerned about that. I've not had this happen before. Because we didn't really do all the prototyping that we needed to do. There were still a bunch of components I didn't get to prototype. I wonder if something happened and I've run into a bug. If so, that would be the first bug I've actually run into. I'm not even joking about that. That's interesting if so. Well, let's just kind of try to move on and see what happens. So the next thing to do is to go to the factory because yes, there are a lot of different things you can do. Here, I want to go back to the office just to see. Yeah, that is bizarre. I don't know what happened there. I didn't actually research, or rather I didn't actually, yeah, stop. I don't need a sales executive. I got a good one right here. He's working. Anyway, here, let's fix this while we're doing stuff. Let's at least keep the money coming in because like I said, we're going to end up taking out a loan here before too long. And in fact, we're going to go ahead and do that right now. One of the things you probably need to know, for the next stage of the game, it's going to get pricey. I mean, really expensive. You can get by with $500K as long as you came in with a pretty decent chunk. So we're going to take a $500,000 loan. And where are you guys at on stuff? You're working on the database components. I'm going to just pause the game for a moment because we're going to go into the factory and it's going to take a minute to do this. So we're going to go to our product creation. You can see we have a variety of different things available to us. Computers, phones, consoles, TVs, video, otherwise known as cameras, and audio, otherwise known as speakers and that sort of stuff. So if we were to do computers, you get this little pop-up that says, creating one of the 3 main products requires a platform. Go to the software creation menu and create a platform first. Don't forget to set your policies as well. We could do that. And we could do that for any of these guys, or what we could do is we could unlock one of these categories and it's a little, we'll say less expensive. You can kind of do this a little easier. I'm going to say we do audio because, sure, it's fine. So we're going to do, we have a choice here between speakers, earphones, headphones, and MP3. Headphones we have available to us right away. So I'm going to say we play with headphones. Now this is where it gets a little weird because I didn't actually do the prototyping for all these things, and yet it sure looks like all these various parts are available. We're going to give this thing 8 megabytes of RAM. If you remember what 8 megabytes even means, congratulations, you're old like me. So basically we're choosing all of the parts, all the different components of our product. Over here on the right-hand side, you see some stats. So performance is middling. Sound quality is really good. Weight is middling. Looks like it's a little heavy. Durability is so-so. Now, I find it curious that we're putting a battery into a wired, as far as I can tell, headset, and yet it also has Bluetooth. So I'm guessing you just get this picture and that's kind of it. It's going to cost $52 per unit to produce. We need to give this thing a name. We're going to call it the Cat Ears 1.0, and we're going to set a brand, which means we don't have a brand and we have to create one. We're going to call it the Cat Cam brand. If you don't know why Cat Cam, you completely were not paying attention. We're going to give it some colors here. White and black looks good to me. Actually, you know what? Let's go black and white. I think that'll look better. This is one of my favorite things in the game, and this is so silly, but it's such a cool little thing. You can basically move things around, and what you're going to do here, as soon as you take the picture, well, I don't want to, if you haven't figured it out, let me not spoil it for you. So let's do something like this. Let's see, where do we want to go? Like that's a pretty decent angle. I like the look of that. I want to go way in the corner over here and then snap a picture and boom, there it is. It appears on the product box. I love that. That is such a clever little thing. So good. Okay, we get to something that's a little wonky. So I'm just going to read it for you because, you know, you can't read and I can. I'm kidding, of course. Here we have your product's software. Drag the boosts on the left into the slots on the right-hand side to level up each software component. You can produce boosts by producing a software component 10 times to create one boost. I don't have a complete understanding of how this stuff works, but this is a little painful to do. I'm not even going to joke about it. We're going to do some QA, at least one on everything, and probably do 2, because I want my crap to be good, all right? Our crap's going to be good, so we're going to just drag a bunch of these over. This is really kind of slow and painful, and it's just, you just got to run with it, okay? So we're going to do some QA and some UI, and maybe we'll do some optimization on this bad boy. That'll make things run nice and smoothly, I assume anyway. And maybe we'll do a nice security module over there. Now, you'll notice the combination of things here. So we have one UI, two QAs, one UI, one optimization, and one security. And yet somehow that, I don't understand how it affects things. It does. I mean, we'll see some of these things change in weird ways as we move along. So I would like to put some security into the operating system for this set of headphones. We'll do some optimization. We'll do, I don't know, throw a database module in there. I don't know. I mean, whatever. Does it really matter? I'm honestly not sure it does. Here, we'll even throw a UI into there. Why not? Database, we're going to throw some optimization in there. I mean, really, you could throw a bunch of random stuff into here. We'll throw some database modules into there, which for whatever reason doesn't seem to help with things too much. How about a networking module? I don't know. It increases bugs. We'll double click that and get rid of it, and we'll just do, oh, I don't know, another database module, sure. Then we're over to networking, so theoretically we want some networking components in there, and then yet it seems to create problems. So I don't really quite understand what I'm doing here and what effects things have. It's a little obtuse to me. So we're going to throw, I don't know, some... Oh, let's see. Let's do some, maybe some cloud storage, I guess, over here. That sounds great. And we're going to throw maybe a database module over here into networking. So audio, we can finally throw a bunch of audio units in here. Could probably put the audio stuff anywhere. I mean, I know you can, but I don't know if that necessarily makes things work better or not. That's not entirely clear to me. And then just because, here, we'll throw a security one in there. I don't know. Low bugs, things look great as far as I can tell. I have no idea what the resources is for. That might be the boost add-ons. We have none. Let's just hit the next button instead. So now we get to the next stage where we have to choose how it's going to be manufactured, as well as how and when we're going to launch things and what our marketing budget is going to be. Now, it's interesting that 60 days is the launch because, if I remember correctly, in the last version of the game I was playing, it was 30 days. So marketing budget, we're going to set a budget, but before we do that, we need to choose how we're going to do our production. We don't have capacity to do our own manufacturing, so we need to outsource this, and we have some choices here. We can go to Samsung, HTV, or Fireglass. You can see Samsung is kind of your premium producer. They're not super fast. HTV is your fastest, but the quality is kind of iffy. And then Fireglass is maybe a little bit of a kind of between the two, but still as slow as Samsung. Now, obviously, depending on who you go with, it's going to change how much it costs to do stuff. We need to do at least 5,000 units, last I recall. So if we go with Fireglass, it's going to be 254,000. Whereas if we go with Samsung, it's going to be 354,000 to produce it. I'm of the opinion that I want 5,555 units from Samsung, and we're going to have a marketing budget of 123. That sounds great. So we took out a $500,000 loan, as you might recall, and that's going to leave us with 5,200 from that loan unspent, which we'll just kind of throw into the coffers for later. Campaign type, nationwide, mid-range, or viral. I'm going to say we go viral. I really don't know how much that changes things, but that's how we're going to go. Now, we're going to need to do a bunch of things here because we have step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Lots of things. We got to launch stuff. We got to hire a marketer. We've got to figure out our campaign. We got to potentially do some negotiations. And then we got to see what the results are. So we have created a product. We still have a bunch of things to do. And we're going to pick up with the rest of that on the next one. And I'm not sure how much further we're going to go in this game because I'm just really kind of wanting to do just a feature it for the time being. And we'll see how it sticks. But so far, I got to be honest and say I'm enjoying this game. I do like these kind of tycoon games, so if you're into the tycoon type game, I think this one might be worth the look. And if you want maybe a little more, well then stick around to the channel and you'll get some more videos on it. But for right now, I am out of here and I will catch you in the next one. Till then, thanks for watching. See you later.